I'm Evan Davis, entertainment editor with the Vegas Voice, and this is the Vegas Voice Entertainment Corner. I know it's just funny. We've been having a great time here. I'm going to continue to have a good time, whether you're listening or not.
Yes.
And I'm here with a good friend and an iconic band leader, singer, not dancer, showman, producer, everything else. Vinny Adinolfi.
That's good.
That's close
not
enough.
even in the same neighborhood. Adinolfi. Not even in the same neighborhood.
I told you we were going to have a good time.
But go ahead. So this is what happens when you can't get a bona fide celebrity to show up on your show that has a stage name that's somebody real.
Oh, God.
See, now you're stuck.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm stuck. So, Vinny, tell me, first I want to go back to a little about your career when it first started.
Yeah.
I know a lot about you, but I'm sure people here don't. Why don't you tell them just a little on how you got started, who inspired you,
right.
And and we only have like 15 minutes,
So my name is Vinny Adinolfi. I was born and raised in the Fordham section of the Bronx in New York City. It's a great little neighborhood. And Dion of the Belmonts were in our neighborhood. They came out of our neighborhood. Danny Aiello was there. Tony Orlando was there for a little bit. Chaz Palminteri from A Bronx Tale. And it was such a great place to grow up in that, I tell the story in the show. There wasn't that many avenues on where to kind of take your life. So I could have gone to construction like my dad and brother. Or I could have joined the local association with the guys that hung out at the corner bar. But every time I would see them get blown up or shot or just disappear, I didn't think that was a good option. And so I was lucky enough that I got Dion to get me a job with these two wonderful producers called Terry Cashman and Tommy West. And they were with Columbia Records at that time. And the next thing you know, I'm 17 years old and I'm working with the biggest stars in the entertainment business, and they're turning me into a record producer, and I had this storied life, and it was great.
Good. I don't know if I mentioned, but Vinny is the Bronx Wanderers. I don't know if I even mentioned that at the beginning, but
who cares?
I figured everyone assumes.
Do you care? I don't care. You don't care.
I don't care. I do. I do. So, who is
So basically, what happens is, I'm working with Columbia Records that I have this really pretty, wonderful, good life and beautiful wife and two kids, and it's like everything's just rolling along hunky-dory, and all of a sudden Sony buys us out, and we're all going to be out of a job, and I had nowhere to turn. And Chaz Palminteri, who was done a Bronx Tale, said to me, why don't you take your kids and do a retrospective of your career and go out and start playing again? And I said, oh man, one was 14, one was 11. I said, it's never going to work. And he said, just do it. It's a good gimmick. And the next thing you know, I didn't believe him. I didn't want to do it. I said, they're too small. We went out, and it was the cutesy factor they were great. They were little at the time. They listened to me at that time. They don't anymore. And it was just a really good kind of time. So all of a sudden, it was a gimmick. And it starts to really work. And the next thing you know, we're opening up oldie shows, and we're starting to gain a little traction. And then I'm starting to see, well, you know what, maybe this could work. And so now I started calling in favors to people that I had done a lot of stuff for. I'm like, all right, now you owe me. And the next thing you know, we just kind of took off on this path where we were up to about 225 dates a year, crisscrossing the country in a van working, and it worked, and it just worked. And lucky enough, a few years back, two producers that were in Florida who have a show here in town called Menopause the Musical, Alan and Kathy Glist happened to see us at a show in Florida, said, would you guys want to go to Vegas? And I said, we would love that. And the next thing you know, it's never going to happen. I mean, I'm not even thinking it's going to happen. And out of nowhere, it's like, guess what? We got you Vegas. And so then we get here, and it's like, all right, is this really real? And the next thing you know, we're in the same room as Wayne Newton, which is like dream come true. And I mean, everything aside, I've worked with everybody in the business. Nobody nicer, nobody more humble, nobody more giving as a performer than Wayne Newton, where it reaches down and says, let me pull you up. Danny Aiello was that kind of guy. Tony Orlando was that kind of guy, where you're not a star on their level, and yet they'll reach down and pull you up and go, come on, kid, stand with me.
Yeah. How'd you handle from being on the road, all that time to now having a home and you're in one place most of the time? Was that?
It's a weird kind of thing because it's like your day is you look at like, what am I supposed to do now? It's like when we get an off day, I'm really kind of lost because shouldn't I be driving somewhere or going somewhere or just preparing for something else? But it's almost a normal kind of life now where when I talk to people back home, the idea of you wake up, you go in, it's a union, so you don't touch any equipment, everything is set up, you do your show, you shake a few hands, and you're in the car going home going, what happened? I'm supposed to be moving equipment, I'm supposed to be working really hard, and I'm not working hard anymore. And it's just, I'm loving it. It's great.
Oh, well, that's good. We'll get to where you're playing now and the times and things like that. But
Sure.
I noticed on your wrist you have 104 different
Oh my
wristbands.
God! I used to go up to here until the doctor said you're cutting off all the circulation in your arm, so you need to like cut these down. So a great story. A woman comes up to me in a stairwell in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. And she said, my friend is sitting right outside the door. Would you please say hello to her? I was on my way to a meet and greet. And I said, why can't you just come to the meet and greet? They go, no, she's sitting inside on the steps. And I go inside, and there's this woman kind of slumped over. And I said to her, can I help you? And she said, yeah, I just wanted to say goodbye. And I said, what does that mean? And she said, well, I have cancer and I'm dying. And I'm done with chemo. It's beat me up so bad. I'm not going back. I refuse to do any more treatments, and I'm out of here. So just to kind of make light of the moment, I said, stop. I said, don't talk like that. I said, if you don't go for your chemo treatments, you know what's going to happen. I said, but if you do go for your chemo treatments, you don't know what's going to happen. I said, and I made a joke because the kids have all the fans, and I'm the old guy, and I don't usually have the fans. The kids do. I said, it's bad enough that I'm the old guy and I don't have many fans. I need you to come back next year, so I'd like to see you next year. Go for your treatment. And with that, I gave her a CD. I gave her, a couple of T-shirts or whatever. And I just left, and that was that. And a year went by, and would get called back to play the same place. And I got a phone call from some local oncologist from Johnstown. And I said, who knows me? I was like, yeah, hello? And he said, do you remember talking to a woman in a stairwell a year ago? And I said, yeah. I said, I said, look, I didn't do anything. I said, I basically told her what any normal human being would have said. Don't give up your treatment, go back. He said, well, I just want you to know. She came in that Monday, told me that story. I told her you were right, and she's now cancer-free. Wow. So it winds up making the local papers, and she came that night, and we did a big presentation thing. And I mean, it was one of those moments where, I stopped and looked at the kids, and I go, this is nice, but this is what it's about. This is real. This is a thing we're making a living at. This is real. It's somebody, life and death. And so she gave me a bracelet, and she said, would you please wear it? So the next thing you know, the local papers put a story out, and all of a sudden, I could have become a healer now. So now it's like, so I could have branched off into my own religious network. So it branches into this whole thing where I'm getting all these bracelets in the mail. People saying, would you please wear my bracelet? How could I not wear the bracelet? So now I'm up to about 30, 40 bracelets, and I'm emailing everybody. I spend a good probably hour a day emailing people a day, just checking up, how you doing? Are you doing your treatments? Are you okay? And, and I've lost a couple along the way, but thankfully with the way the doctors and researchers are doing such an incredible job, it's, everybody's living a lot longer. This is a good thing.
Yeah, you are like a healer, and you have a following that's sort of, you can form your own little church because everyone.
We're so lucky. I mean,
you
I pinch myself every day when I go to work saying, to me, Vegas is still magic. And when you walk through the Strip, I don't valet. I'm just a working stiff. I park my car in the self parking like everybody else, and I walk through the hotel. And as I'm walking through like the promenade or whatever, I still look up and see the lights and go, this is Vegas, and it's magic. And I just say I love going to work, and I get to go to work every day, and we're lucky the way it worked out.
Talking about going to work every day, you work. Is it 7 days a week?
We're doing. We basically started. We're here 3 years now. The first 2.5 years we were 7 days a week, and then about 6 months ago we went to 6 days a week, and then we kind of realized it was a bad kind of time to do that because with the summer things slowed down here in town, so we got hurt a little bit financially for the producers. So we went back to doing 7 shows a week. Some weeks we'll do 7 days a week. Some weeks we'll do doubles. You know, we'll do 2 shows in one day and take a Saturday off or a Sunday.
How can people find out where you are, when you are, and stuff like that?
We are at the Link Hotel, which is sandwiched right nicely between Harris Hotel and the Flamingo, ergo the Link. It links to both of them up, and it's a great hotel. And we're in the Matt Franco showroom, who won America's Got Talent. Amazing, you know, illusionist that just does he's great. And so we basically are there 7 days a week. I believe Monday, Tuesdays we're at 9 at night. Wednesday, Thursdays we're at 8 o'clock at night. And then Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays we'll do 4 o'clock matinees.
Right. So you can get to see him if you want to go to an early show, a mid show, a late show, down on the Strip, and hang out any day of the week. And
just don't ask me when we're playing because I have no idea.
And see the Bronx Wanderers at the Links.
Right.
Or Link. I
The
think
Link.
The Link. Yeah, without the S on there.
Yes.
And it's been a wonderful, fun,
What a
fun
ride.
15 minutes.
This was
here.
great. Are you kidding? This was great.
I have more fun.
What, are we
than-
done? We didn't even get started yet. It's
know.
over already.
I know. I do have to bring you back to finish the second, third, fourth, and fifth chapter of your story, because you got so much to tell, and we really appreciate it. But I also know that if we do more than about 15 minutes, no one's going to be watching the other 15 minutes or hour and 15 afterwards. 15 minutes is about the length of time that most people want to spend time
You bet.
seeing anyone. But I do want to thank Vinny Adinolfi.
Ah,
I got it right this
wow.
time. Vinny Adinolfi from the Bronx Wanderers for being here. And this is the Vegas Voice, their entertainment corner, saying goodbye for now.
Thank you guys so much.